Hi, everybody. Interesting Thursday night. Just in case I can't read my writing, I had a cataract operation, so it's not back up into clear seeing at this point. So what I will do, I have a...
You want me to read it to you?
No, I think I can, if I throw my left eye on here. This is a question from Natalie Taylor. I've been thinking about how you've told us not to add our emotional reactions to worries about the world situation. Difficult to do, I realize. I was wondering about hope, because it seems to me that it isn't emotion. What is the energy of hope, and how does it help?
Sorry.
Well, interesting question. I look at it from a bit of an energy perspective. In this particular question, when you're looking at hope as a word, there's all kinds of people who have different views about what that is, and sometimes it's just considered not a good thing to be involved with, stick to the facts and all that kind of thing. But I think in this hope is an interesting reflex, I think, that we have inside ourselves. If you have the least tiny little bit of a positive perspective, you'll see it. You'll fight it like crazy if you don't have that kind of thing. And that would be natural and normal, and very likely is a response to experience or the background that you have in relationship to your early years. But hope, I think, is something that comes from a deeper realm. It's almost like it's an energy, what would you call it? Flow that suddenly, after looking at things from various perspectives, you start to realize that you would prefer to have something else happening under certain circumstances. And that is considered kind of focusing on a target that doesn't appear, from your perspective, to be realistic or real. So you end up looking at things from a different perspective, slightly different, in a different way. And I think that comes upon you almost. If you were thinking about the soul, for example, some people believe that the soul has a tremendous amount of purity within it. I think that is an aspect of it. There's an aspect of it, from my perspective, at least, or my understanding. But there seems to be a link to a deeper level. And it's astonishing sometimes how you can have an actual thought enter into your mind in a constructive manner when you're not really thinking about something that might be constructive at all. This isn't always true of everyone. It's because we do have a different way of looking at things. We like to assess and judge things to be this way or that way, but that still is involved with an elevation of the personality's way of engaging. And that is, from my point of view, not negative. It's just a matter of self-protection. So you do that to protect yourself and the vision or the version of an image that you've constructed in your own system for a purpose that relates to maintaining a personality style. To me, is not negative. It's literally a part of what everyone does on this planet. But hope, if you can look at it as if it were one moment it's not there, and another second it might be there. In fact, that might be a link to something that we try to talk about, or I've tried to talk about over the years, and that is a relationship with a deeper level of loving. You remember me talking about our version of loving is usually loving in relationship to our own self-images and the value we place on them. And what we insist has to be there so that we feel a kind of coordination within ourselves that makes us feel comforted by ourselves. Okay. That is the use of energy that may be in us for a purpose that relates to something we love. And that means we love our self-images. It's nothing new, but a little bit difficult to allow ourselves to be comfortable with that, because it seems to put a little focus on ourselves to make sense of understanding everything and having a sense that we are in a process of development, heavy on the process, rather than being right or wrong. We worm our way through the matter of how we set ourselves up tightly, bound by what we believe must be validated. Through those, that worming our way through, we use that energy that is available to us to do these things. We have no idea that that's what we do, but we would call it all kinds of things. A sense of purpose, the way we see things, our will, the nature of what human beings are like, words like that are highly personalized, personality-oriented, because they allow us to begin to understand that we are sort of value. And that sends up all kinds of signals to other people in terms of how valuable they are if they don't agree with us, and all the rest of that stuff that goes along with kind of a self-comforting system. It isn't only emotional, it isn't only physical, and it isn't only mental. But people have different views about what that might be, along with the idea of us using it for this particular purpose, this energy, this love or energy that is available to everyone, no matter who they are, it doesn't matter. It's how you use it and how it affects other people. And this makes it very difficult for us as normal human folk. What I'm saying is, hope is kind of part of loving, searching for a way to have something happen that would make things better for us. The difficulty with that also is that you can align with still the images that you believe you need to have for the purpose to be self-loving in a way that means others aren't, they don't have that hope because, and you do because you're more important than they are. This is the nature of engaging at these levels. But they can be very constructive as well. So I think hope in a kind of a way is an energy form that we define because we feel in our virtual worlds that definitions become very important to us, and they need to be in a kind of a way for where we are. We define hope, define the need to have hope here or there or there or there or there or there or there. But hope is a defining word, meaning something must come forward that is more constructive, that makes us feel better, that enables us to do something beyond what we can actually do in a normal way, in the normal way that we normally do things, something beyond that. I think using this semi-refinement, this thing we call hope, is one thing. Using it for our own purposes is what we do. But in a kind of a way, it's reminiscent of a deeper loving. Like, to help you to remember there is something beyond how things are, one could say. And that may be hopeful from some people's point of view, not so hopeful from other people's point of view, depending on how you define existence itself and what it should be like. It's very existential. Or it shouldn't be like this, and it's not like that, it's only like this, all of this stuff that we do to help ourselves feel in a kind of a rudimentary way valuable and have a sense of worth. So you can see how complex this idea can be when you're right in the midst of feeling vulnerable, though. Right deeply in the midst of it. And you can't see any way out. This idea comes in as something that might be more valuable than anything we can come up with. Because usually that means the mind has been stimulated to try and figure how to do something. Emotions are, and there's nothing you can do physically. That sounds hopeless. But in fact, that is the domain of hope. If you look at it from that perspective, it doesn't necessarily mean you get an idea, but you may get an empty feeling or a sense that's not definable. But you'll attempt to do that. Or you'll get a sense an internal sense that you'll be okay. And that may be an aspect of hope. Some people would say that, no, that's just allowing yourself to cover your head in sand and never mind whatever else happens. But the idea of hope is complex, because in our world at any given second, there are many who aren't, and can't do well. And they are at their wits' end. And it reminds me of a story coming out of Bombay Airport when I looked over at the tar paper shacks and the metal buildings in a temperature of 125 to 130. And I thought it was awful. I was exceedingly upset. And then I happened to look at people who lived there, and they were talking to each other, laughing, and engaging in a manner that had nothing to do with my upsetness, but it was my determination and something that hit me in my heart, my emotional engagement with life, so that it taught me an awfully big lesson. Yes, those things do happen. Yes, my reaction was legitimate. Yes, their reaction and interaction with each other was legitimate as well. My hope for them was to have things better. Their hope for them was living as if it was better than what it appeared to be from other people's eyes. This is just an idea that relates to my experience. You may have other experiences that are quite similar, or not even that kind of experience at all. But that little link, that deeper link that comes from a deeper level of loving, is always there. It's there physically, it's there emotionally, it's there mentally. But how our personality makes sense of it is different. And there are many differences. And we're not talking about the differences here. But when you're looking at your own life or the life of others, if you have a moment to do so, and their great difficulties, it would be part of the human nature to hope well for them. And that would mean something would have to occur that was beyond the natural, normal way of looking at these scenarios. For up to now, we don't have very many answers in that place relative to the need for hope. Not a very perfect answer, Natalie, but it's an idea. And I would be interested to listen to yours. The next question we have is a question by Marie-Josée. How can we help ourselves to maintain, to maintain a commitment to a project? does the difficulty come because we see commitment, see that commitment has more pressure on our will, and a sense that there are too many commitments? I'm not sure what you have in mind, Marie, but maybe just a few minutes on this from one perspective. You know, we're talking often about the idea of spiritual development, spiritual growth. And we know how difficult it is because when you're attempting to do something different than what you've allowed yourself to engage with, the way you've allowed yourself to engage with life, it's very difficult to overcome some of these habits that are there. And here's the main reason why. You don't know what they are. You haven't got a clue. Same is true for everybody. We believe how we function is great. Now remember, our purposes are related to our own self-interest. And nobody likes to hear that stuff. And we have a commitment to the way we habitually engage and believe asserts our great need to be valued. Because the vulnerability level on these planes is tremendous. So, we don't like to sit and think about that stuff because it doesn't help us to be thinking about it as if we're in a terrible position and place. So what we do is we charm ourselves into thinking that the way we have done things so far, whether it be known or unknown to us, at least it gets us through the next day pretty well, at least sometimes. But if you're still alive, I guess it does. So if you had a commitment to being more open, to allowing yourself just to see and understand how you function affects other people, those you love and those you don't care necessarily too much about, just general, I like people, sort of, and like to be this way, sort of, and I function this way, relatively so, and becoming aware of how we function helps us to be aware about how others function. But here's the important thing. It's not only seeing, it's understanding and having compassion. Not only for those other folks, but for humanity. And seeing humanity as a growing form. Tremendous levels of process going on. And we're talking about spiritual stuff. So to speak, there's another definition that you might look at. Whatever that means. And then we look at, on the material plane, what we believe things should be like to be considered more valuable. Usually it's focused on the material things. I have 2 cars, I have this much cash, I have this much there, and I have this. And often it's economics. Because in our world, without money, things are tougher and harder, physically, emotionally, and mentally, depending on where you are, where you live, what you believe. We even have people who have scads of money, but they're really afraid they're going to lose it, so therefore they're under tremendous pressure all the time. Instead of money, you may be just dealing with yourself, maintaining the way you are, and that makes you feel really good. It may make others feel okay too, but it may not. Finding that inner seeing that allows you to attempt a relative commitment. Now here we go. Once you make a commitment, here comes in the big guns. You didn't commit yourself to this. You didn't do that right. Oh, you did that right. Well, I did that right because it's really more important than anybody else, because I did it the extra special way. All of that is something else. It's not spiritual growth. It's just one view. You can have another view. You can have the view of, if you think you're really spiritual, then you'll come up with knowing that you're more special than anybody else. To me, that's not spiritual growth. That's material interaction. Well, guess what? It's everywhere in spiritual growth, because this is the level where we are. But we don't see it. We look at it without seeing it, because we're already trained to be involved with things of that nature. A little bit more. Oh yeah, oh well, I did this and I did that. Oh, that's much more. Dilemma is, if you do something, how can it help? And will it help? It may help, but no one may notice. So we have this guy in Shanghai. I'll choose something way out of our place. And this guy or gal, nothing wrong with, because we're both in this together, not battling each other. And she, he, whatever, is engaged with spiritual growth and attains nirvana, enlightened. They don't know how to live. They can't work. They're too interested in maintaining this higher state. They're still bound by the rules of here. Think about that. When all your thoughts are focused on how spiritual you are. And then finding a balance between those two levels. One where you're focused on yourself, and it is so difficult to get out of that. So difficult. And where if you try to help anybody, they either see you as trying to put something forward on them, because they don't trust anybody. This is our world I'm talking about. Or they think, well, if I do this, I better do it the best I can, so therefore I'll be the best one who ever did it. This is a normal commitment that an individual has to function here on these material planes based on the accumulation of moments of expression that make some sense. And if you get a bigger pile than somebody else, you're more important than they are. This is not real, but it's how we are in our material process. So a commitment to saying, I would like to slow a lot down if I can, and just catch it when I can't. And perhaps catch it when I can, but then I'll be more important. So that's okay. Catch it. Catch the importance that you put on yourself. Be okay. Just know it. So when you're talking about something that's really important because it's you're talking about, see it. Don't hide from it. And try to pull back. Find a middle ground. Help others in some way. And I know some of you are already doing that. And we try to do that the best we can. Then don't necessarily tell anybody. Unless you're a teacher, and that's the most annoying thing. Sometimes you have to talk like it's the third person. This is a good thing to do. It helps you, and it may, by chance, help others. It's possible. Yes, commitment is difficult because we're already committed to doing things the way we have been doing them, and we will put anything in our way that would stop us from doing those things because they're already very highly touted in our minds. I don't find that negative. I just find it very difficult for any of us to deal with. Slow and easy. Slow and easy. Remember the basics. They'll help. That's difficult for us because as we grow, we seem somehow to think that the basics are just for the beginners. This is really nonsense. If you look at sports, this happens in sports just as much as anybody else. The most fascinating thing is coaches try to get players to get back into the basics so that they can let go of them again and for a period of time be as able reflexively and do what they need to do when they're in the playing fields. And then gotta grab onto them every now and then and say, okay, we think we've forgotten the basics here. Maybe we need to get back to some of these basics. And so they talk basics, and then they practice basics again. And this is what it's like in pro baseball, pro football, pro soccer, pro anything. I often watch tennis and I smile because one of the basic things in tennis is once you've hit a ball, you head for the center of the court. You move, and if you have to go to the right, you only have 1 or 2 steps. And if you have to go to the left, you always are coming back right to the center again, these are just basics. And the real good pros do this all the time. We're professional at our own way of living. We don't even know when we go back to them. And that means stick with our model, the reflexes, the habits that we've had. We just change the flowers, maintain the hope that the room will look good. but the flowers are important to us. The ways we have been before have been important to us, and we maintain them. We don't know how we do that because we don't see them. Once we change the flowers, everything is different. It's just a way of looking at things. All of us are okay. Just continue. That's the big key. Spend less time on what you believe your commitment is. Don't overthink it. Stick to the basics. Do the best you can. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move towards meditating. And next, we have at least one more question here. Just making sure. Yep. And we will do that next Thursday. This one is from Michelle Laramie. And another interesting question. So let's meditate now, and we'll meditate for roughly about an hour. Hope to see all the folks around Ottawa and northern United States here, if they can make it, to the seminar on the weekend. And I wish everybody well. Be cool. Take care. Bye for now.
Umasutam shoka vinashakaranam. Namami Vigneshvara Pada Pankajam. Namami Vigneshvara Pada Pankajam. Mushika Vahana Modaka Hasta. Chamarakarna Vilambita Sutra. Vamana Rupa Maheshvara Putra. Vighna Vinayaka Pada Namaste. Namaste Panchadashatmekhyasvarupaye Namo Namaha.
Now we'll just do the balancing and grounding. And have a good evening, everybody.